Friends and viewers, Lewis Tolstoy, a very famous, well-known, world-famed Russian writer, the author of War and Peace, the author of Anna Karenina, and many other various short stories and major novels he had written. So today I am going to tell you about the very one of another interesting short story, the name of which is The Coffee House of Surat, written by Tolstoy. It is a short story and it is first published in 1901 in English. So The Coffee House of Surat. The story starts like this. A Persian theologian who lost his belief in God stops at a coffee house in Surat, an Indian town, a popular meeting place for travelers. His slave sits outside near the door after having a cup of opium. The Persian asks his slave if he believes in God. He does, and from under his clothing he produces his god, a small wooden idol made from an fetish tree which is worshipped by his people. Then what happened? The other patron who overhear the exchange are surprised. The Brahman rebukes the slave for his idol. He explained that Brahma, the creator, is one of the true God. His true priests worship him in the temples of the Ganges, where Brahma has protected them. A Jewish broker objects God is not in India and doesn't protect the Brahman caste. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob is the true God, the one who protects the Israelites. His people are scattered now, but one day they will be gathered in Jerusalem with the temple restored to its ancient splendor. The sentiment moves him to tears. Before he can continue, an Italian missionary interrupts. God no longer favors the Israelites and their religion is dying. No nation has God's favor. He uses the Catholic Church of Rome to call people to salvation. A Protestant minister says only those who serve God in spirit and truth according to Christ are saved. A Turk addresses both Christian Muhammad as superseded their faith 1200 years ago. Unlike the Jewish faith, the true faith of Muhammad spread and grows. Only his follower from the sect of Omar, not Ali, will be saved. The Persian theologian who set off this discussion was formerly of the sect of Ali and is about to reply before he can. The coffee house erupts into a confused dispute, with each person affirming that only in their home country is the true God's worship. Only a Confucianist from China sits quietly in the corner. Noticing his silence, the Turk appeals to him for support. He knows how Mohammedanism has been embraced in China. The other wants to hear his opinion as well. The Confucianist thinks a moment, then gives the view that pride is the stumbling block between members of the different faith. He offers to tell a story to illustrate the point. From a ship he stopped on the island, according to the Confucian, the person who also was present in the coffee house. He tells the story. From a ship he stopped on the island of Sumatra. While sitting in the shade with some diverse company from the ship, they were approached by a blind man. He lost his sight from gazing too long at the sun, trying to figure out and capture its light. Based on what he knew of the sun, he reasoned that the sun wasn't liquid, fire, spirit, or matter. Therefore it was nothing. He lost his sight and his reason, eventually concluding that the sun didn't exist. As night falls, the blind man's slave prepare a night light from a coconut using the oil to soak the wick. He doesn't know what the sun is, but he knows this light allows him to see in the dark. A man with the crutches explained that the sun is a ball of fire that rises out the sea and goes down in the mountain. He sees it himself. An Indian man from the boat says a ball of fire while by extinguished by the water. The sun is the deity, Diva. When it goes dark, it's been swallowed by the evil serpents. The prayer of the priest set the sun free to rise again. The man with the crutches has obviously never been outside his island. The captain of Egyptian vessel who saved many places now know the sun isn't a deity. It lights the whole earth, not just India. It rises far in the east and sets far in the west. His grandfather who sailed even more confirmed this. So an English sailor, while he was also there, says that English now know the sun movement better than anyone. It rises nowhere and sets nowhere. They have all just sailed too many places and have themselves how the sun is always far away, regardless of where they are. He tries to illustrate the sun's movement around the earth with a diagram in the dirt, but gets confused. He turned it over the ship's pilot who knows these things. The pilot disagrees with everyone. The sun doesn't move at all. The earth goes around the sun and revolves. So the sun shines all over the world and on other planet beside. They should look at the heaven, not just at the ground. The man from China explains his story. It's pride that makes people want a god from their own country to contain him. Even though the world can't contain him, human-built temples can't compare to God's temple. The earth which serve as their model, no feature in a temple can compare to the God acts of man and woman. The nearer people drew to God, the more they will imitate his qualities. He sums up his message thus, like this, that therefore let him who sees the sun, whose light filling the world, refrain from blaming or despising the superstitious man, who in his own idol sees one ray to that same light. Let him not despise even the unbeliever who is blind and cannot see the sun at all. So everyone goes silent and ceases disputing over their faiths. So this is the end of the Coffee House of Surat by Tolstoy. How had arguments erupted in a coffee house about the existence of God. Every religion had explained the existence of God according to his own belief, according to his own understanding. So, since none of them became into an agreement with each other, so this this scientific explanation of the Englishman had made them all silence regarding the example of sun. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tolstoy had enumerated in this short story how the people believe God according to their own perception, according to their own beliefs. And so I think you have enjoyed this short story, The Coffee House of Surat by Tolstoy. Thank you very much for your patient listening. I hope you will enjoy this when you go to this short story. Thank you.